listening to Amir Gray and the Gray Era Brass throughout the show, and now it's time to meet the band behind the music. So with me is the group leader and the tuba player, Amir Gray. Welcome, Amir.
How you guys doing?
Hey, everybody. Amir, I gotta say, you make the tuba look cool. Like, you play the tuba and make it look cool. I know this wasn't even your first instrument of choice. Your mom wanted you to play the piano, right?
Yeah, I started off singing, and then I started playing piano, and I wouldn't practice, so she was like, I'm not paying for these lessons no more, so.
Right. So then, what made you say, I want to play the tuba?
Okay, so I had a friend in middle school when I lost my voice for singing, puberty, you know. But
so you could sing before puberty, you couldn't sing after?
Yeah, okay. Changed. But so what ended up happening, he was playing in band. I was like, I really want to be in band. My mom was like, no, because you didn't practice.
Right.
And so we actually, I begged for a year. She let me start playing, but she was like, she found out that it's easy to get into college. You can get a scholarship playing the tuba. Sure. And so she's like, okay, well, you can play, but you got to play the tuba, you know.
There you go. And you started street performing. I mean, how did that come about?
I was getting ready to go to Chicago Academy of Arts, and they told me that they didn't have any tubas, but you know, if you got one, you can get one. So we took it to the streets. My mom was like, okay, well, we'll ask Chicago to help us out. Thank you, Chicago. Yeah. We ended up
there you go.
getting that first tuba, and we worked it out and street performed then, and then we took it back to the streets when I moved back to Chicago 2 years ago, and the band was like, well, you know, we're gonna go ahead and start up a brass band, and everybody was like, no, that's not gonna work. And I was just like, no, we're gonna make it work. We went ahead and started up the brass band, and we were on Michigan and Randolph 6 days a week, 8 hours a day.
6 days a week, 8 hours a day. And,
yeah.
and are people generous out there?
You know, Chicago was great. You know, we definitely had to work for what we did, but it definitely worked out a lot. So
yeah, and hey, you went from the streets to performing obviously in big venues and also on Empire. Yeah, that had to be a pretty big thrill to be asked to be in that show.
Yeah, it was real interesting. They actually ended up seeing this video that they're showing right now, and they, you know, they were great. It was awesome.
Awesome. Well, hey, let's hear you again. We've been hearing you throughout the show.
Yeah, for sure, yeah, for sure.
We're going to let you take the stage. Amir Gray. Sure. Right. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody.
I'm a Gemini with double vision. Double expressing, so double takes keep me awake. Flavored to the second power. Dual satisfaction replenished every couple of hours. Once, twice that Nubian preparing for her second chance. Even if I choose to dance. Two-stepping and second lining for two different reasons at two different times, and I find twice the peace and pleasure. Topia, Kali, and Gray Era, saving the world together with deuce flow. Not even 2 inches of new growth, but 2 reasons to be here. I release 2 fingers into the atmosphere. So hey.